Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Rive to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. Meta is having issues getting its own metaverse off the ground. And given the fact that Mark Zuckerberg is spending about $10 billion per year to build out VR and the metaverse, this has a big impact on investors. Today, I'm going to tell you why Meta's partnership with Microsoft shows both the challenge of what's ahead and an important acknowledgement about building this metaverse vision that Zuckerberg has. Now, one of the biggest challenges that I don't think we talk about enough is that Meta is actually building a lot of this from scratch. There isn't a chipset that they can use just off the shelf that makes a really great headset work. They're having to develop that and even potentially build that in-house over time. There isn't a development platform. There isn't a multiplayer metaverse that they can use. They have to build all of these things themselves, and that's the challenge. They're not just putting pieces together. If you even go back to Apple developing the iPhone, one of the reasons the iPhone was successful when it came out was Apple didn't have to build all these things from scratch. They could take off-the-shelf chips, build their own operating system, and kind of lean on the infrastructure that was already there. And Meta is having to build this all themselves. The acknowledgement that I think we see here with a partnership with Microsoft, one is that the Office is going to be a really important piece of the metaverse and virtual reality business. I think it probably makes a lot more sense for people to use VR as a productivity tool, so a work tool, as opposed to a fun and games tool, the way that Meta is selling their current platform. That's why we saw the recent announcement for the Oculus Pro at about $1,500, much more expensive than the $200 to $300 price range that we've seen in Oculus devices over the last few years. They're really acknowledging that we're going to have to charge more, maybe have a little bit lower volume, and have businesses be buying these rather than trying to sell them to consumers and then make up that margin on the back end by selling games and apps. That's why Microsoft is really a natural partner here. Microsoft is the leader in enterprise. They make Teams, Office, all kinds of products that actually could benefit from this metaverse vision. And now Meta actually has a partner that kind of gives validity to their go-to-market strategy. So why is it actually Microsoft that's the big winner here? Well, I want to get to that, but before we do, I want to ask you a favor. Please leave your thoughts on the metaverse, what you think about Meta stock and Microsoft stock as well in the comment section below. Give this video a like, and of course, subscribe to the Rive Project for all my coverage on disruptive companies and technologies in the world today. Now, Microsoft really gets a benefit here because they're riding the tailwinds of Meta's development. They don't have to put $10 billion a year into building headsets. And remember, they have headsets and they have platforms that they've tried to build in the past. There's the Microsoft HoloLens, which is an AR solution really built for the enterprise, just like the recent Meta product. But then they also had a VR platform as well and partnered with other companies to make those headsets. They didn't manufacture or design those headsets themselves, but they did have visions of being sort of this VR and AR company. Now they don't have to build that technology. They can allow Meta to do that. And they basically get a free call option is the way that I think about it on growth in the metaverse, because they can just plug their Teams platform and other enterprise solutions into Meta's solution. Microsoft also gets the benefit of not being exclusive. When Meta develops software for virtual reality, it's intending that to be used on Meta's platform. So if somebody else like Pico develops a really compelling VR headset, that's probably not going to work with Meta's platform. Microsoft, on the other hand, doesn't really care which headset you're using, or even if you're using a headset at all. They just want you on their suite of apps and tools. And that's really the advantage here, is they get to partner with the leader in virtual reality and get the benefit of their development, and also basically make sure that Meta isn't going to be a major competitor in the Office space, which they tried to do when they launched some of their Office tools. What does all this mean for Meta and Microsoft? Well, I still think that Meta is going to have a really hard time becoming the go-to solution for virtual reality in the metaverse. There's simply a huge overhang from being Facebook. It's also very early in the development of these kind of products, and we haven't seen the market pull from consumers or businesses that we would like to see 10 years into the development of virtual reality. But there is definitely a product there and a business to be built for a company like Meta that has the cash and the longevity to build it. I don't know when we'll get there, but Mark Zuckerberg obviously has big visions for the metaverse and virtual reality. And if any company can do it, it's going to be them. But Microsoft is really, I think, the huge winner here. And is a much more attractive investment as a result, because this gives them another tool for expanding their enterprise solutions. And that could really be a better use case for virtual reality in the near future. They're also going to be platform agnostic. They're not going to care whether you're using Meta's platform or a different platform, or even a completely different type of headset like augmented reality, or just your phone to access this kind of metaverse tool. So I think Microsoft is in a much better position for this future of the metaverse. But I'd like to get your thoughts. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Like I said, give this video a like, and of course, subscribe to the Rive Project. I think this metaverse and virtual reality development is something that I'll cover a lot in the future, because there's a lot here and a lot of money that's going into these kind of businesses, but a lot of questions to be answered by all the companies involved. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you here again next time.